Hello, this is Karin in Uppsala, Sweden, and I have made a couple of mini looms because I'm going to make another house elf. This is my first house elf who's barefoot, and the feet took days to make, days in plural, and it wasn't very much fun, so I thought I'd cheat a little bit and give the other one socks. And I have never learned to stitch with sticks, but the knitting looms are perfect for this. But I didn't have an elf size sock knitting loom, so I decided to try to build my own. So the first mini loom I made, keep the camera here. My son Tore is filming me today.
Yeah.
It's Saturday, so I promised him a bit extra candy to help me out.
You didn't.
Oh, well, I do now.
Okay.
So I have used this kind of plastic clay. In Sweden it's called senit. This one is from the US. I think that any kind of plastic clay that you bake in the oven would do fine. I'm not sure about ordinary clay. Maybe that will last as well, but it has to be quite durable when it's done. So what I did is simply make a ring, and I pushed the needles in the soft clay and I baked it in the oven. And I think that, let's see where I put the other needles. Can you zoom in here, Tore? Or you can just move the
It's
camera.
super zoomed.
It's super zoom. You
Yeah.
see this kind of needle? Nail. I think this would be better because it has, you see these rifts in it, and the head isn't quite so big. But this is the only nail I had at home in this size.
So am I supposed to zoom in?
Well, can you see it? You can zoom out again so you see this area.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so this is the nail that I have used, and it's good in one way because the yarn doesn't slide off so easy. It stays there. But the downside is that you have to make a little bigger movement to move the yarn over it, since it's a bit wide. On this one, I'm making an ordinary E-stitch. And if you don't know what an E-stitch is, I didn't know what it was called, but I found out on YouTube that this is what it's called. I can show you how that's done. So if you zoom in on my movements here, you can just move the camera or zoom in. And on the E wrap, it's called E because it looks like a handwriting E, like the curly.
Actually, it looks like a donut.
Yeah, it looks like a donut. It looks like a stale old donut. So what I do with an E wrap, can you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wrapping every single nail quite loose. And you can wrap it loose since the head of the nail is so large, so it won't slide off. So that's an upside of this. And I put it from the inside of the ring to around on the outside. And when you use the polymer clay or senit clay, some of the needles are a little bit loose. It's quite okay actually, because I'm not doing any hard pulls on it, so it's okay. And when I'm done with this sock, I will just see what nails are loose, and I will glue them in, and hopefully that will stick. But the other ones most of them actually stays in the clay like this. And this particular ring has 13 needles. It's nothing I had planned. I just placed them so I thought the space between them were about even. And when I've done one leaf, then I will just unhook and do like this the whole way around. And this is where it's a bit easier, I think, with this kind of nail. Like if you look at the loom I bought, you have this.
Am I supposed to zoom out?
Well, you can zoom in anyway as soon as they see what I'm doing. So this
That's
rift
better.
is quite nifty to have, which I don't have in this, but it's okay anyway. I just have to sort of find. It takes a little bit longer to do it like this, but it's okay. And I just love this yarn because it makes the sock a bit striped naturally. And this sock is done now, so I'll also show you how to unhook it. And when I've done this, I will show you the second mini loom I made. I'm sorry about this, takes a little bit time. And of course it takes even longer when someone is filming me, because as you know, when someone is watching you, you get more clumsy and more aware of what you're doing. And even if it takes time, I promised you that making 2 socks is much quicker than making feet on my house elf. So now it's done, and now I'm going to unhook it. And I need a pair of scissors that I forgot to bring. Just snip it off. Take a quite large needle. And then I will just unhook while I'm pulling the thread to secure the loop. You see, this one I have to glue, so I can remove it. That one too. Is the angle good? The vinkel okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a grey and cold Saturday in May in Sweden, so it's a perfect weather to do craft and to play computer games, right, Tore? He's taking a break from playing Undertale now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very hard boss.
Yeah. So it's good to have a little break, right? To help your mommy.
It's very hard to film.
Is it?
Yeah, sometimes.
Doing good, I think.
I hope.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to do this professional. I just wanted to show you how it's done, since some people have asked me to do this. I find it easier to film than to try to explain in words what I'm doing. And I'm quite new to this loom stitching, so everything I do is trial and error. And
I see that.
yeah, and my philosophy is that if it doesn't turn out the way you think, then rethink and make another solution. So, and now I just pull this together like this, and I will secure it with a few stitches and put it on the foot. I will probably fill this a little bit with wool so it doesn't seem so flat. And now for the other mini loom. I had initially planned to do a sweater for this, a knitted sweater. And I thought that this would be a good size for it. And this is, I'm actually not sure what it is. It might be just a curtain ring. I bought it on eBay for making a belt, and used this as a sort of medieval role-playing belt buckle. But I think it was a 6-pack or something like that. So I had some over there I didn't know what to do with. And what I've done with this is simply that I just marked the middle a few times, and I took a sharp tool and marked where I wanted my nails. And I wanted it very, what do you call it, with a fine, with not so much space between them, because I have this one, and it's very wide between. So I wanted to be able to use a very fine yarn and still get the dense knit. And then I just push the needles in and hammer them down a little bit. And these two actually fell out, so I have to glue them in later. And I thought that I would do the E-wrap on this as well to get a tight knit. But after 3 rows, I thought that no, this will take forever and ever, and it wasn't any fun. And crafting is supposed to be fun. Since I'm not doing this for a living, I'm just doing it for fun. So I thought I'd try another version. This has an even number, it's 32 nails. So I thought that I'd try to make it like this kind of, in Sweden we call them påtdockor. I think it's called a French knitting doll or something like that. So I thought that I'd try to do like this and pair the nails 2 and 2. So this is another kind of knitting that I done. I've first put the thread in here, and then I will wrap 2 nails at a time. Can you see that, Tore?
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll do it like backwards like this. So it's only 1 thread there. And I'm trying to not make this, I try to make it a bit lofty as well. And this is exactly what you do with this little wooden doll. It's just more nails. And since I'm new at this, fairly new, I have not much experience at all in how much this will shrink, and what will happen if I use thin yarn or thicker yarn. So this was all an experiment. And then when I've done one row, I place it like this. And I think this is called a flat stitch. And this is much easier than doing the E-wrap because I have so much space where I take the yarn here between the two. See how easy it is, right? Like that. I just take it between the two needles. And this is where it's a little bit tricky since the heads are so wide. So I have to do like this movement. And the advantage with this is that you can stop at any time. When you do the E-wrap, you sort of do one lap and then you pull it over, but this is like continuous. So if the phone rings now, I don't have to remember where I was, because this will just go on and on and on and on. And if I want to change color, then I just cut it off and tie another color like I done on this one. And as you see on this sock, this is made on this one with this yarn, and it's way too tight to be a sweater. So I learned that, and I decided that okay, I'll make it to another sock, because as you know, house elves never have two socks of the same. So I have one narrow purple sock and one really big and lofty gray sock. And if you want to follow this house elf in making, I will needle felt the head and the arms, and for the sweater I'm trying a much thicker yarn on this, and I think this will be good. So if you want to follow me, I can write down the address to my Facebook page, where I will post all my progress. See if I can find something to write on. Sorry, tearing down the kitchen. So this is my Facebook page. It's also the address of my homepage. The homepage is in Swedish, and I post once a month there only. But on Facebook, I post almost every day different things I do. I do weaving, I do embroidery, I do needle felting, I do loom knitting, and whatever I do, I post there in English. So Tarja.se. If you search that on Facebook, you can see the progress of this house elf.
It's gorgeous.
Oh yes, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, well, thanks for now. Bye, and thanks to Tore. Bye. Okay, you can stop now.
Okay.
Okay.